EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Ready, set.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Set. Bronco switch. Hut.
They'll start on the ground with Brooks. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass.
Come on.
But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Once again, it's Brooks. Fighting through, and he's got space. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast, the linebacker.
Touchdown, Carolina! A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. Well, Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Here we go. Check out.
Run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. You look at this Carolina defense. Now, they're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
They may be ranked 3rd against the pass in the league, but they're the best that I've seen so far. Sometimes the numbers don't tell the full story.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27.
Ready.
Operating from the gun, Curtis. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Chase Young in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss.
Let's go.
They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit.
Ready.
Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
The Falcons send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Well, just two
Here we go,
series in
set.
here, Charles, but everything's gone to
Go.
script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a two-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them. What a first quarter he's been putting together. He scored the touchdown earlier, and he's in phase right out of the gate. Right now, he's playing with such confidence, he doesn't believe that they have an answer for him no matter what they do on defense. And here's another big play to prove his point.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The Panthers at 10 and 5 to start play. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
Ready.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Hut.
Looking to throw, Young. Going to throw right side here, complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 22-yard line. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving.
Set. Smash, smash. Ready, ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Brooks. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. These two teams getting a couple of late season tilts this year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in week 12. And it was the visiting Panthers who came away with the victory in that one. So now they look to take the season series here at home in Charlotte.
Set up.
Now Young. And he rifles one incomplete. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play, because if they get the stop and hold them to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
A stop now would be vital for them because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Let's go now. Check go.
Young off the bootleg. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit. Trying to build on that opening drive touchdown, but the drive stalls out. And then you get the missed field goal here, so they wind up with nothing to show from drive number 2.
On the double.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now we'll pause for an injured player, and that's wide receiver Drake London who's shaken up. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Add this gain to the last one, and they move the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
Set up. Ready.
They'll run with Robinson. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Bijan Robinson with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others. And the Falcons are an extra point away from drawing level. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Yeah, get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And that will be incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And it will be Falcon football. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Let's
this
go.
Drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here we go,
so the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Get it.
Robinson with another carry. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus? They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
Andy, do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Go!
Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 2nd and 10.
Ready?
throw. Curtis. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That'll go in the books as just a 16-yard punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Get it!
The play fake. Now Young. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
Oh, I like that play call there. After a run for good yards, you get a defense thinking they'll go back to the well. So that's a great time to call play action and give your receivers a little extra edge. And they complete the pass there for another first down.
Check go!
Young going to give to Brooks. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On the set.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 2.
Rig it. Ready.
They'll stay on the ground with Brooks. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Okay, break. Ready.
Young now. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 13 yards, first down, Panthers.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And there's the result there. Nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Go.
It's Young off play action. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Sam Laporta, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Panthers have taken the lead. Extra point attempt to come here. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
the ready.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
Ready,
After that last score
ready.
we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play, second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right
Got
here, and if
ready.
it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down
Let's
coming
go.
up. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Ready, ready.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route
we go,
there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they were very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
Second and 10.
Set. Ready. Set, go.
They'll run this one right with Robinson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Ready.
The offense on third down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be third and 13. He's going to air one out. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10.
Set. Ready.
Robinson up the middle. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating
Ready,
on
set.
defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and
Go.
other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Now this drive, they're 2 for 2 on third down conversions, but they need 7
Go.
yards here.
Hot, hot.
Looking to throw. Curtis. Fighting to stay upright. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's fourth down. So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. This from 32 yards away. And his kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And that
Let's go
last
now.
drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
On the
So
jump.
they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Set.
On the give, here's Robinson. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Ready.
Back to throw. Curtis. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Partner, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now.
Ready.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Set it. Get it.
Looking to throw. Curtis. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A great play there. 36 yards. And the Falcons have moved out in front. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a big... And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 17-14. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I don't think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5.
Ready.
Throwing. Young. He's got his tight end down the field. That's Sanders. And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. And even 50 yards.
Let's go.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. Fighting his way through contact. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds.
In a game like this, you're fighting, you're scratching, you're clawing, you're hammering away. That return has the feel of maybe cracking the rock and giving them a chance to get a big-time advantage.
Second half begins with a run by Robinson. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Go!
Here's 2nd and 8. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Hot, hot.
Back to throw. Curtis.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Panthers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
That is a tough way to start the third quarter. You get the football, hoping to drive it down, put it in the end zone, and take the lead. Instead, they give them the football.
And I think the key here is for them to not get discouraged. That is not how they drew it up, not how they saw it in their minds. But there's a long way to go in this game. You know, they've just got to find a way to come back one play at a time. Yes, it's a cliche, but they can get it done.
This Carolina offense
Ready?
at the line, ready to go.
Hut.
Following the interception, Young.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Set. Ready, ready.
Up the middle with Brooks here. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 68 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Get up.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
But now he appears to be in some pain. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Let's go now. Set, go.
Now the first carry here for their running back. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
Here now, 3rd and a yard.
Ready.
Young off the play fake.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down. Was not an easy one to hold on to.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. This will be from 49 yards out. And this is going to miss left. I don't think it even got there either. It's no good either way. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
Well, listen, we know that kickers are not infallible. Every one of us knows that. But still, down by 3 in the third quarter, this is definitely a makeable distance. But he doesn't hit it quite right, and it remains a 3-point game.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Come on, set.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call. but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Ready.
Off play action. Curtis. He sets to fire deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third
Set
down.
it. Go.
A give left side to Robinson. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on fourth down. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line.
Ready.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last
Here we
time
go,
out,
here we
another
go.
missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
Hot, hot.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
Ready,
And they need
ready.
to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Hut.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Let's go. Ready, ready.
On play action, Young. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And our game's hit a
Here we
little
go,
bit
set.
of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for
On the
is
set.
can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this
Set up.
drive. On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down
Set,
hard there. He was
ready.
ready for that running play. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Check go.
Looking to throw. Curtis. Checks this one down to Robinson. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. It's a pickup of 6.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same
Ready.
page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game.
Ready.
Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Past the 20. 5. Touchdown, Falcons. Bijan Robinson with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down.
Okay, break.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. They go play action. Young. His throw incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there.
Ready.
Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Down. Go.
Off the play fake, Young. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Let's go now. Hut.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Come on.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. A tough spot here, 3rd and 15.
Set it. Ready.
Here's Young. Under pressure, they got him again. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. Here's the Panthers punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt, certainly not what he wanted. And out will come the offense as they take over.
On the ready.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Here we
And
go.
they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. 3rd quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
Ready. Check go.
Back to throw. Curtis. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Let's go. Ready.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That one deep for London. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, You're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. Just 21 yards on the punt there. And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
Go!
Young now from the 50. This to Laporta, right side. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
On the double.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's
Ready?
1st and 10.
Hot, hot.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Good yardage there on 1st down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're
Ready?
smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Now Young fakes a sweep and looks to throw off play action. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Ready, ready.
Young to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and they will not cut into that 10-point lead. And that one, just an absolute killer. A chance to get this back within 1 score.
All hope not gone yet, but at the same time,
Ready,
you're exactly
break.
right. They needed to get back within 1 score and have a motivated defense take the field in order to get it back for them for one last big drive.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 99 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Let's go now.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Get up.
Looking to throw. Curtis. Got London on a slant. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The result, a 1st down as a quick slant gets him 14.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Set.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Set, go.
Hand off now to Robinson. There he goes again. Touchdown, Falcons. Bijan Robinson with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Falcons look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. And his stellar campaign continues. That now his 20th rushing touchdown on the year, a number that very few running backs have ever reached in a single NFL season. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
Come on. Set. Ready.
Now Young. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold onto the football while being jostled?
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Here we go. Go.
Young. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
Hot.
They'll run straight ahead with Brooks. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run.
Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
Young to throw it. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
Here's the Panthers punter now as he's on to kick it away. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline. They want to do it with some gusto, too.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Get up.
Again, it's Robinson. And And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Set. Set, go.
From the gun on third down, Curtis. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt.
Okay, ready?
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Go!
Even though they were able to force the punt defensively,
check
still
that,
a big
ready?
hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Let's go now.
More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3
Alert!
tight ends
Alert!
out there.
Ready?
Now a give to Brooks running right. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. And even 100 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Go.
Young.
That's to the tight end, Laporta.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap
Come
on
on,
right
come
now,
on,
and I know
set.
they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they
Hut,
want
hut.
to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
His carries tonight, they're getting
Shut
up
up.
there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it, but couldn't pull it in.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere.
Here we go.
This team, they've really been put through the
Ready,
ringer in
ready?
this one.
Throw left side, caught by Laporta.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 15-yard line. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Ready?
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Line of scrimmage, the
Let's
15.
go.
It's 1st and 10.
Get it.
Looking to throw, Young.
Young is intercepted for the 3rd time this game. And the Falcons are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Here
And a
we
few
go.
kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down.
Set, go.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
Here's a screen for Robinson.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And that's That's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave them with a
Ready?
second and just a few inches left.
Ready?
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
At carries like
Ready up.
that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new
Ready?
set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Atlanta,
They get an all-important 10th win to move them to 10-6 with 1 week to go.
thanks for tuning in, everybody.